Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horse.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
Okay, you were right. I've seen this movie before. The cop is about to turn bad on us. Out of his holster, a calculated thunder. He thinks that he is Bronson. His face looks bulletproof. This is the real world. It's just like my mama taught me. In a cradle in Baltimore, and I have got $50. Says you'll never make it to Albany. With all of the luggage you were planning on leaving behind. And I have got $50. Says you'll never make it to Albany. Work at the convenience store isn't quite the life I was hoping for, but it pays some of the bills, and we hardly ever get held up anymore. And believe me, armed robbery, it's not what it used to be. This isn't my money, here take it, leave some for me. $50 says you'll never make it to Albany. All of the luggage you were planning on leaving behind. And I have got $50. Says you'll never make it to Albany. Seems glad enough to see me. His register is already open. I've got some papers. Can you fill these out, please? He says, and are you a convicted felon? Do you plan to be? Then what is the gun for? To get me to Canada? Says you'll never make it to Albany. With all of the luggage you were planning on leaving behind. And I have got $50. Says you'll never make it to
Tomorrow's Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin, and our guest today is We're About Nine, which is three songwriters. Pat, to my immediate left, your right, out there. Brian, and a lady who introduced herself to me as Scheherazade, but is better known as Katie.
Better known
Better known.
in this side of the U.S.
Now, ever since
East of
I
Mississippi.
heard that song on your CD, I've been wanting to ask you, is that based on somebody that you know, or is it a total figment of your imagination, or?
For the most part, I write entirely out of fiction. And this is a character in this song that was pretty entirely fictional, but I grew up near Baltimore, which is where this character is sort of dwelling that's in this song. And so to that extent, I had a little bit of visual aid from real world circumstances. I've never actually, or when I wrote the song, I'd never been to Albany, and went there recently. And it's not what I pictured at all, and it might be that the song has a little bit of lie to it now. In my mind, I feel a little bit fake. I should have researched it. I should have gone to Albany and found out what was really going on there. But the reason that I went with Albany is because this character was trying to get to Canada to find this more peaceful place, and Albany seemed to be the point furthest in America, furthest north from Baltimore in America, that I knew the name of. And there was a particular airline company that was offering a $50 ticket one way from Baltimore to Albany.
They had a
at the
huge
time.
sign over the 95 on the way to Baltimore that you could drive past every day.
So I was just living with that advertisement over and over again, and it worked its way into my creative imagination.
So now that you've been to Albany, has the imaginary character collected the $50?
The imaginary character in this song, in my mind, will never actually get the $50 because he's trapped in a cycle of violence. And that's to me what the song is about. I mean, there's a story on the front end of the song, but if there's a message to the song, it's that violence is a cycle, and people very easily get trapped into that cycle. And this is definitely a character I think you see in each verse, him get a little bit more trapped in that cycle.
All right, who's next?
Scheherazade is next.
Cool. This is also on our latest recording, and it's kind of like a breakthrough song for me. So it's called Slow Sliding Funk. 3, 4. So I slip into this slow sliding funk of mine every time I drink a glass of wine. My engine revs until the enzyme eventually finds its way to the centers of the cells in my mind. So I sip without fear of the emptiness that has crawled into the gaps in my heart. An unstoppable mystery, the fading of the youthful soul that was once a part of me. It was all I had when I had it, and all I need when I have There's a fallen tree in my garden. I never heard it. I never heard it hit the ground. So I slip into this slow sliding funk of mine.
All right.
Thanks.
Very nice and Beatlesque on the harmonies
Oh,
there,
thanks.
guys and
Great
gal.
compliment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We like them.
Is there anybody who doesn't? Somebody must not, but most people do. So, We're About Nine is kind of an unusual name.
So's horses sing none of it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be able to say that back to somebody. It's a name that it's a decision that we came to at a point in time where it just wasn't really that important. I mean, we were just going to do some shows at this coffee shop that we met at, and we decided that we had an immaturity level that we needed to represent in our name, and then we came up with We're About Nine.
And it quickly stuck. You know? Just one of those things. You realize that it's something you kind of feel good about and awkward about after you name yourself.
Yeah. I have that same regret fantasy about horses sing none of it. Why did I make it so long?
Yeah.
God, nobody can remember it.
Yeah, and those longer names make for weird website addresses and everything.
That's-
But yeah.
Okay. What's next?
We're going to do one of mine. It's also on the new CD. Give Brian a chance to tune up for it.
You guys have a new CD?
We have a brand new CD. It's called Engine. Ralph's going to hold it up in front of the camera there.
And we're going to let folks know how they can email you for more information about your upcoming shows and your touring and
Right.
your product here.
Mm-hmm.
It's info@circa9.com. CIRCANINE. info@circa9.com.
That actually goes back to this website issue we were discussing earlier. Circa is the Latin word for about, and nine is, of course, the English word for nine.
Because we didn't, being in the spirit of the not well thought out name of the band, it never occurred to us that a contraction doesn't work in a URL box on your computer. You can't type weir, and word
It
gets
becomes
confusing.
word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Which is lame, it turns out.
Lame, yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. indeed.
Best laid plans of mice and men.
So we're gonna do a song of mine on the new CD. It's a song without any sort of direct inspiration or root for the story. It's just a story. It's a simple story, but it came out of my fascination with foreign movies and the way a lot of my favorite foreign filmmakers tell stories, not just through tell a simple story, not just through the story, the whole your average love story thing, but how the atmosphere and the way the shot, the camera work, and the acting comes to factor into it. So I wanted to tell a simple story in as pretty a way as I could, or in a way that resonated well with me at least, and I hope it would work with other people too.
Okay, we'll find out.
It worked for me.
And here it goes. It's called Another Love Song. 1, 2, 3.
Morning's colder than anything he knew. He searches above him for some blue from behind an endless gray sky. His eyes still heavenward turn to catch a glimpse of a beautiful girl in a cloud who resembles one he left behind.
just wants another love song. The rosewood neck on his trusty guitar is worn down to the shapes of his fingertips. The steel strings are rusted and cold from the wind. The songs he once sang her quietly sings now for nickels and dimes while she stays home, crying and forgiving him. But he's well aware of everything that he's doing wrong. She doesn't care. She only wants another love song. All the preoccupation and the pride that once stole his love from his side have lost all their battles to cold nights of concrete and wine. Oh, no. But he knows that as deep as love goes, it'll never save a poor man from the cold. So he packs his guitar, he sets off wearing a smile. Morning, on a familiar doorstep he wakes to the rustling of leaves and a kind blue sky, and a noise from inside. He breathes deep and sings the first words he remembers. He hears footsteps coming, he looks up to find the door opening wide. Well aware of everything that he's doing wrong. She doesn't care. She says, sing me another love song, one that won't make me cry. Woo! Very much.
Very nice, very nice. Well, we've got about 8 minutes to fit in whatever you guys want to fit in.
Okay.
Okay. We know some more songs.
Fortunately.
We're gonna do one that's in Dadgad.
Alternate tuning.
It's a tuning where this string is tuned to a D, this one's tuned to an A, this one's tuned to a D, this one's tuned to a G, this one's tuned to an A, this one's tuned to a D, and if you say those all in a row, Dadgad.
I can do it.
And that's the story.
Brilliant in its simplicity.
So we're gonna do.
And I don't have a tune.
We're gonna do a song that I thought that there's this character that's maybe one of the most posthumously celebrated American celebrities, which is Casper the Friendly Ghost, and I felt like he needed at least one other song other than the one that they showed before the show. He needed something, I thought, that represented the angst that goes along with
the inner
with
struggle.
The inner struggle that goes
being a
along.
friendly ghost.
Yes. So this is his story.
Maybe some other people's too.
Yes. I wasn't really thinking about him as I was writing the song, and then after it was done, I thought, oh my gosh, that's Casper's story. It needs to be told. So here it is. This is called Spirit, and someday it'll be on a record, but not yet. And it goes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
See something move that I couldn't ignore, like white floating water, or life spawned from fodder, like orbit, or a spirit walking right through my door. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I walked away, just like in a book that I read. So now I'm stuck with no way out, and I'm hiding under your bed. But if you breathe in my sorrow, believe in my soul, breathe in the confusion, breathe out the control, maybe you can see who I am. Maybe I can be who I am. Maybe we can be free again. Maybe we can be free again. Maybe we can be free.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Very nice. We just have a short amount of time, so let's get you into another song. Thank you
Okay.
for being our guest here on Horses Sing None of It. We're about 9.
Thank you very much for having
Thank
us.
you
We had
so
a-
much.
Thanks to you all. What should we? Are we? Let's see. Are we jamming out at this juncture? Or are we gonna?
Do the
You're,
Yeah, do a
you're
song.
doing what you want to do.
Doing what we
How
want
much
to
time do
do.
we have left?
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes. Let's jam
And
out.
shrinking.
Jam out.
Okay, so this is an instrumental version of a song that is on our newest CD. This would be called Way to the Ocean, but let's give it some kind of like instrumental title. Nope.
The
Okay.
Ocean Rhapsody.
Way to the Ocean.
Take 5.